about impressing your friends. Don't care about fitting in the crowd. I'll say it one time and I'll say it loud. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't take dope or have affairs. Just call me square, 'cause I don't care. I won't do the things I don't believe in. I don't care about impressing your friends. Don't care about fitting in the crowd. I'll say it one time and I'll say it loud. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't take dope or have affairs. Just call me square, 'cause I don't care. Complain, complain, complain. You're always the same. You will never change. All you do is complain. You complain about the things I cook. You complain about the way I look. You complain about the clothes I wear. And you don't like my hair. You complain because I don't work. You say I'm a no-good jerk. And then I go to work and you go berserk. Complain, complain, complain. You're always the same. You will never change. All you do is complain.
Traffic Center.
And we have an accident North Davis Highway at Schubert Drive. If you're traveling on Highway 31 from Spanish Fort to Highway 59, it's a 16-minute drive. South on Highway 59 from I-10 to Gulf Shores, it's a 48-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Now, here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now at newsradio710.com. The Uncle Henry Show. Weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
Uncle Henry, it's cold out there. Uncle Henry, it was so cold out there. It was so cold out there, Uncle Henry. Everything was popping. Pipes was popping. Water was shooting everywhere, Uncle Henry. I mean, everybody's pipes was popping, Uncle Henry. Water shooting up in the air, Uncle Henry. I said, ooh.
Message deleted. Press 4.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you. I appreciate very much you listening to the Uncle Henry Show. I really do. Gives me something to do. Yeah. You give me somebody to talk to. And I also enjoy the paycheck involved in this. Once again, here we are together, me and you. There's the two of us here trying to figure out what is going on. What is going on in the world around us? You can try to tell me by calling me. Telephone number 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. And yes, we've got a lot to get into, of course. There's so much going on in the world around us with the fall of Western civilization and all that entails. And all that to talk about, and also the weather. Yeah, the weather a topic. You just heard that voicemail. I've gotten more voicemails about the weather. Before I get to that, one thing I am curious about, I've never understood about this cold weather, is I do know some people here along the Gulf Coast. In fact, I got a member of my family that lives out in Sims that is about 30 years old that does this. I know some men that it doesn't matter what the temperature is, they're always going to wear shorts. Always. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's 30, 20 degrees. They're going to figure out some way or a reason that they're going to wear shorts. And I've got a member of the family that does that. They will only wear long pants if there's a funeral or a wedding. And that's it. That's the only time they'll wear long pants. And they'll be wearing shorts no matter what. And I've already seen examples of it today. I don't know what was the high today, in the 40s or something like that, with some wind chill out there. Extreme cold warning today. And I'm seeing people out, men, bundled up from the waist up, wearing shorts. I saw two of them today, two guys doing this. One guy was a panhandler. The guy was bundled up from the waist up, and he was wearing like gym shorts, just out there in the cold. I don't know if he thought maybe he thought he'd get more donations, because this guy was holding a cardboard sign out on the side of government, and maybe he thought he was going to get more donations wearing shorts. I don't know. But by the way, if you're in a situation like that and it's and you're cold outside and you're wearing shorts, you can call 211. And in Mobile County, there are places to go. There are numerous cold weather shelters for you where you don't have to stand outside with a cardboard sign unless you just really enjoy that way of earning cash. Maybe you like it. Maybe it's a personal challenge. In fact, it might be part of some macho type of physical challenge that you're up to out there wearing shorts today and into the night. But you know what? You can call 211 and they will tell you where the cold weather shelters are, and they'll even find you some transportation if you need transportation to a cold weather shelter this evening. There's no need to stand on the side of the road in gym shorts with a cardboard sign unless it's a personal thing, a personal challenge of you. Speaking of I'll get back to the weather here. Speaking of personal challenges, did you watch the guy climb the skyscraper Saturday? Now, I had no plans to watch a man climb a skyscraper on television. I didn't know it was coming on. But Saturday evening, my wife and I, we sat down on the couch. We were all tired out from the night before. We had been out to the Alabama Broadcasting Association Hall of Fame induction and all that kind of stuff. And we were kind of worn out Saturday night and turned on the television and went to the demonic Netflix, which has always got something horrible on there. But shockingly, they had a live event where a guy was... Did you watch the guy climb the skyscraper? I tell you what, I never thought I would be entertained watching somebody climb a skyscraper. But I was. I thought this was really good television if you missed it. And I'll tell you why I thought it was good TV. Not that you care. Now, the broadcast itself wasn't very good. They had some people that would not stop talking. You got the feeling that they were afraid to let there be any silence on their worldwide broadcast. So these three people that were on the microphone, they just would not shut up as this guy just was climbing the skyscraper. But I thought it was great television because I had a physiological reaction. I'm sitting on my couch in Mobile, Alabama, near Murphy. Very glad not to have been shot or robbed or anything, just sitting there near Murphy. On my couch, watching television, the demonic Netflix. There's a man climbing a skyscraper in Taiwan. And my palms started sweating, and I couldn't stop. I couldn't make myself, even though I knew I'm on the couch. I'm not on the skyscraper. There's no reason for me to be. There's no reason for my palms to sweat. But I was drawn right in. I was drawn right into that television thing. In fact, the guy, and it was, and if you didn't watch it, the whole gist of it was a man with no rope, no parachute, no net, no nothing, just climbing onto a building, and taller than the Empire State Building, climbed all the way to the top of this thing. And I sweat. I sweat watching this guy climb the skyscraper. That's good TV. If TV can make you sweat like that, it's pretty good. It's better than an episode of Law and Order SUV or whatever they got. Better than that. It made my palms sweat. And when the guy got to the top, he did not fall off, thank the Lord, and kill himself. When he got to the top, I couldn't watch anymore because I couldn't figure out how he was going to get down. I thought, I can't handle this anymore. Well, that was good. I hope they do more skyscraper climbing on. I'd watch that. All right, back with more. I got more on weather. There's some news items to get to, some voicemails to get to, all of that and more as the Uncle Henry Show proceeds forward.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
You're traveling westbound on the Bayway. We're starting to see a backup as you make your way from the Eastern Shore to the tunnel in Mobile. It's a 13-minute drive. On Highway 98 from Government to I-10 at the Bankhead Tunnel, it's a 4-minute drive. On Highway 59 from I-10 to Gulf Shores, a 48-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
YouTube viewers, if there are YouTube viewers, just a moment. I'll get to you here in just a second. Right now I'm putting in the bumper music. Getting that bumper music ready for the next segment. I've already forgotten what this sounds like, so I'll be surprised when it plays. I'm putting in a bunch of spy-sounding, spy movie type sounding bumper music for this hour. Like James Bond, that kind of garbage. All right, let's see. Is there anybody watching on the YouTube? Let me check. And let's see. Yeah, there's a small number of people looking in. Hello to Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. I want to thank Chuck for bringing his maturity and common sense to the chat. Thank you, Chuck. Yeah, and the guy was only paid around $500,000 to climb this skyscraper. Now, if you didn't watch it, this is why I was so intrigued by it. There were portions of the climb that the only thing keeping the guy on there was the strength of his grip, really, upper body and his fingers and hands. You know, upper body, arms, that was it. I was amazed that the guy was able to do this. You keep forgetting the human beings, well, maybe you don't forget, but I forget. Human beings are capable of a lot more than we think. Pat Nelly, hello to you. Hello to Love Freak 69. Thank you, Love Freak, for the congrats. Bama Big Man, hello to you. Reagan Girl, hello to you. But thank you and enjoy your work. Congratulations on having a job. Spencer Smith, the very aggressive drummer with Skyline Soul, hello to you. Richard Harvey, hello to you. Larry Morting, 68-year-old Chris of West Loxley. Oh, Chuck, they had a 10-second delay in case the guy fell off the skyscraper. You know, I knew that there was a high likelihood he wouldn't fall, or they probably wouldn't put it on Netflix. But it still made my palms sweat. KP of shirtbutter.com. Hello to KP. Coast Guard wife. Oh, your husband wears his shorts even in the cold. Tarzan White, hello to you. Excalibur One Force, thank you all for looking in. I don't know if I've mentioned Pat Nelly. And Art, whoever you are, Art, thank you for the congratulations. It was appreciated. I appreciate it very much. It was a wonderful. I'll talk about it sometime this hour probably. But it was a wonderful it was a wonderful evening. It was. And also it seemed more and more insane. The idea that I would get in just seemed insane. And I think it is. Coast Guard wife, I'm not displaying the medal that I got from the Alabama Broadcasters Association. Bill Black wants me to wear it on this camera. Bill Black thinks I should wear it. So I may start wearing it. Do you think, would that be, now today I'm wearing my Bear Bryant pin in honor of his birthday. I don't know if the camera can show you I'm wearing Bear Bryant, I'm wearing a KSJ thing. I may wear the medal one day this week.
Nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Roll Tide. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
The Uncle Henry Show. It's 5:20. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes. Telephone number 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. I got callers, so let me go to the callers and find out what they would like to tell us. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry.
Hey, you are live on the radio.
Hey, man. It's been a while since I called. I've kind of been looking for an excuse to call you, but the last segment you were talking about the skyscraper climber.
Yeah.
And you'd said your last statement was you would enjoy more skyscraper climbing.
I would.
Climbing. You'd probably watch it.
Yeah, I would.
And you said the palms of your hands were sweating as you were watching. I guess just a tense viewing experience.
Well, and real quick, I don't want to take away from your time, but I have a little bit of a difficulty with heights. And I've been trying, and for years, now I've been fighting against it. I've been trying to train myself not to have that phobia. And so I've been working, and I'm way better than I used to be. But I had a physiological reaction as the guy was climbing, especially when he was on the curvy things, where you could tell it was just his hands that he was depending on. It was, anyway, yes, I had a physical reaction.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, I didn't watch it, but I'd seen that it happened. So just if you want to check more of that out, I think his name is like Alex Hanold or something.
Yeah.
But about 5 or 6 years ago, he did a documentary. They did a documentary on him, and he goes out and he climbs a very popular climb in California. It's called El Capitan. It's in Yosemite National Park. I don't know if you're familiar with that or whatever. But it's about 3,000 vertical feet. It's called, the documentary is called Free Solo. And it's the same type of thing. They do this documentary over, I guess, months and months, maybe even, of this guy training to do that. And he's on it, training to climb this thing by himself, no ropes, and obviously he pulls it off because he's here today to climb the tower. But I just thought I'd mention that to you if you want to see more.
Hey, did you watch it?
Cool. He's got. Did I watch the documentary?
Yeah. Did you see Free Solo?
Yeah, it's great. Absolutely, it's great. Look it up.
Okay. Well, I mean, is it? Am I going to? Are my palms going to sweat? I mean, is it? Is it amazing what he's able to do on that?
I think you will. Not to be a spoiler alert, but there are parts on it, if I'm not mistaken, where he has to do some become detached from the face of this thing practically. There are some leaps types of things.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay.
But anyway, the guy at the time he was married or married with a child or whatever, and his family has to deal with this. This is what the guy does for a living. You can't break away from it. So this guy's got family that deeply cares, and this is what he does and is into, and they got to deal with it too.
Well, I definitely want to see that. That was I was shocked at how enthralling. I would never have dreamed it would have been enthralling. It doesn't sound enthralling. It doesn't look like it on paper, but it was. It really was.
It'll be a good watch. I know you got other callers. Let me go and appreciate your show and have a good day.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate very much your phone call. 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hey, you are live on the radio.
Hey, watching that guy climb that skyscraper was scary.
It really was.
But they had a way to keep him safe.
How?
Well, they had, instead of having an airbag like they have for them stuntmen, they had something big and soft for him to land on. If you fail, it was your mother.
All right, now look, my mother was not in Taiwan. All right, come on. You want to keep attacking my mother? You want to keep attacking my mother? My mother was not in Taiwan, having her body used as some type of big soft bag for a free climber to fall on off of a skyscraper. That is my look. If you look, you're going to have to do better than that. You're going to have to do better than that. That is one of your worst ever insults in terms of it barely got a rise out of me. Now, deep down inside, do I want to crawl through the phone line and grab you and slap you around like Denzel Washington does in those Equalizer movies? Yes, I think about it. Yeah. Deep down inside, I would like to climb through the phone line. I'd like to come out of the receiver of your phone, shocking you. I'd like your eyeballs to bug out. Like, how did this happen? This breaks the laws of physics. And then I would grab you, and then I would be very much like Denzel Washington, and you would be just putty in my hands, because if you watch those Equalizer movies, he whips people can't even figure out how he's beating them up. He beats them up before they can even react. That's what I would like to do. I'd like to Denzel you, but I'm not even screaming right now because that was a very lackluster attack. I wonder if the person attacking my mother is having some type of testosterone problem. You know, as bad a person as you are deep down inside, you should go to the doctor. There could be some physiological reason that you're trolling this is a T-level issue, I think. 251-4. Yeah, I know it sounds weird. I want to help the troller, but I was so blessed this past Friday night at this big ceremony thing. I just feel like even I want to show some mercy to this demonic scumbag that calls into the program. I do. I want to show some form, not a lot of mercy. They still need some type of physical discipline, like a caning or something like that. But I do. I want to feel some type of sympathy toward that fool. All right, let's see. Where was I? Oh, running out of time in this segment of the Uncle Henry Show. What can I tell you about between now and going back on to the radio? I'll tell you, coming up in the next segment, if I have time, I'll tell you a little bit about Friday night when I went and attended the Alabama Broadcasting Association Hall of Fame reception, where me and Bill Riles and Dr. Bill Williams got inducted into the Alabama Broadcasting Hall of Fame. I want to thank Fox 10, the only news outlet that mentioned that I went in to the Hall of Fame was Fox. No other news outlet covered it. And so thank you, Fox 10, for mentioning me on one of your newscasts. In fact, I'm going to keep this in the archives for the next several years as long as I'm still on this station.
Alabama Broadcasters Association taking its 80th anniversary celebration on tour. Today, the ABA kicks off a series of 9 receptions, marking 80 years of representing radio and TV stations. 3 area broadcasters, including Uncle Henry from 95 KSJ, were inducted into the ABA Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Channel 10. Thank you for mentioning me. And too bad to Dr. Bill Williams and Bill Riles, who were left out of the story.
Time saver traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design.com Traffic Center.
If you're traveling westbound on the Bayway, we're starting to see a backup as you make your way from the Eastern Shore to the tunnel in Mobile. It's 13.
I tell you what, usually the backups are all during the summer. We've had quite a few lately, these terrible I-10 backups.
With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Whoever said opposites attract was definitely talking about the new spicy menu at DQ. Spicy flamethrower chicken strips served with...
No offense well, never mind. I'm going to withhold my comments on DQ.
Spicy menu
They have good
at DQ.
ice cream.
Happy tastes good. For a limited time at participating locations.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows Traffic Tip.
I have no problem with their ice cream.
Total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Hello, I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. Power crews from Baldwin County heading to Mississippi to help restore electricity after a winter storm left customers without power. The 16 workers will take direction from Oxford Utilities while providing assistance. The workers are prepared to stay a week or more to assist with power restoration efforts. While helping other utilities after storms is routine, dealing with winter storm damage presents different challenges than tropical weather events. Riviera initially planned to leave Sunday but delayed departure to assess how the storm would impact the local area. A thunderstorm slammed a retirement community in Foley Sunday, leaving behind heavy damage as strong winds and rain ripped apart carports and tore up porches. The storm hit Foley Grove on County Road 65. Neighbors say the impact has been devastating, and many who have lived at the Grove for years say they haven't seen damage this bad since Hurricane Sally in 2020. St. Paul's Episcopal Church opened a warming shelter to help people during the cold weather. The shelter started operation Sunday and will stay open for about a week. It has no specific hours of operation or requirements for people seeking shelter. The church is providing hot meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Cots and blankets are also available. St. Paul's Episcopal Church also offers community meals every Monday night, a program that runs year-round. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeart radio station.
This is News Radio 710, WNTM.
Fox News, I'm John Saucier. Protests continuing after the killing of a second American citizen by immigration agents in Minneapolis. National Border Patrol Council President Paul Perez tells Fox the man who was killed, a 37-year-old Alex Preddy, was interfering with an investigation before being shot.
And when you take into account all of the factors that none of us know because we weren't there, we don't know what precipitated that. We don't know what happened before. And unfortunately, they interfered with an ongoing law enforcement investigation.
President Trump says he spoke on the phone with the mayor of Minneapolis and governor of Minnesota today. Alleged drug trafficker, former Canadian Olympic snowboarder Ryan Wedding appearing in court in Los Angeles after being arrested in Mexico.
If there's anybody in a position to know how his arrest and apprehension went down, it's his counsel.
And that's his defense attorney, Anthony Colombo Jr. Wedding has reportedly pled not guilty on drug trafficking charges. America's listening to Fox News.
YouTube viewers going to be back on the radio here in about 2 minutes. Hello to Steve Summersell. Steve, nice to see you. Thank you for looking. On YouTube, Ben Griffin, young Ben Griffin. By the way, Ben, thank you for the emailed story you sent me. After you sent me that story, a few hours later, I saw that Fox 10 has done a story on that. So I may have their story tomorrow on that. Hello again to Pat Nelly and Spencer Smith and the Coast Guard lady, Norman Richardson. Thank you all for looking in on the YouTube. Yeah, Dr. Bill Williams is going to turn 84, and he says he has no intention of ever stopping until his health permitting. I don't think you can see my wonderful Bear Bryant pen, can you? Happy birthday, Bear! All right, let's see. What can I tell you while waiting to go back on the radio? I'm looking in the weird news file for you. Got a minute left before I go back on the radio. Oh, somebody did a roundup of people. More and more people are trying to get married to AI. A Colorado man named Travis says he feels unconditional love for an AI partner that he met online, to the point that he has married the AI partner with the informed consent of his real human wife. Do you think the real human wife wants him to go run away with the AI? Show anytime you want to as a podcast. You can find it on the iHeartRadio app or at newsradio710.com. The Uncle Henry Show, News Radio 710, WNTM. You can also hear me on FM radio. I play country music Monday through Friday from 10 to 2 on 95 KSJ. Number one for today's hottest country. Tomorrow, right around 11:15, right after 11 o'clock tomorrow, I will have your chance to win tickets to see Luke Bryan. Luke Bryan is going to be at the Wharf in Orange Beach Saturday, July 25th. Tickets go on sale Friday through Ticketmaster. We have your chance to win Luke Bryan tickets all week long before you can buy them, and you can listen to win on 95 KSJ. The next chance to win is with me on 95 KSJ tomorrow, right around 11:15, right after 11 o'clock on 95 KSJ. Here we are together on News Radio 710 WNTM, the Uncle Henry Show. Telephone number 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Now, I mentioned to you that this past Friday night, I was at a special reception at the Battle House. The Alabama Broadcasters Association had a reception where they inducted 3 Mobile area broadcasters into the Alabama Broadcasting Association Hall of Fame. And I talked about this on the show Friday. If you listened to Friday, you heard I spent the entire show thanking people. And if you missed that, that's available as a podcast. You can find it at newsradio710.com. Had a wonderful time there. I was inducted along with Dr. Bill Williams and Bill Riles, formerly of WKRG. And had a wonderful time. It was a lot of fun, and it just felt kind of insane to me because I kept reminding myself where I came from, what I started out as, and ended up in the Hall of Fame. And what I mean by that is I'm there. We have the reception, and there's a whole bunch of people at the reception. There was a whole bunch of people there for me. There was a whole bunch of people there for Bill Riles. There was a whole bunch of people there for Dr. Bill Williams. And there were other people that the Alabama Broadcasting Association invited to the reception. They invited lots of what they called local stakeholders. They invited all kind of politicians. They invited all kind of former politicians. just different community leaders. And I kept running into people at the reception that I have been I've offered a lot of constructive criticism of politicians. Let me put it that way. Through my career, I've offered lots of constructive criticism for politicians. And I kept running into politicians at this reception that I have mocked. I ran into people that I just have mocked and mocked and mocked for what I thought were really bad decisions. And they just, they all congratulated me. Some of them looked like that they were sucking a lemon when they congratulated, but I got congratulated by a lot of lemon-sucking politicians right before I was put into the Hall of Fame. At one point, I was talking to Johnny Gwynn. Johnny Gwynn was there of deepfriedstudios.com and johnnygwynn.com. Johnny Gwynn said, "Hey, that guy across the room, didn't he sue you for something you said?" I said, "Well, he threatened. Now, his lawyers did send cease and desist stuff back in 1990. So, yeah, well, kind of. It was somebody that threatened to sue me. So, yes, I was being honored and put into a Hall of Fame. And some of the people in the audience had sent me cease and desist letters and threatened to sue me. So it was a lot of fun. That's extra fun. It's fun to go into a Hall of Fame. It's even more fun when you're inducted in front of people that really probably wish you weren't there. So it was tremendous fun. Now, let's see. I did get one voicemail on the topic of me going in to the Hall of Fame. Now, of all people to call and congratulate me, one of the most left-wing callers in the history of the show, somebody that doesn't agree with any of my politics.
Uncle Henry, wow. I picked the right week to return as a regular. I had to take a break. I can't quit you, so it wasn't a break, but it was a different type of break. Anyway, I'm sorry. I listened to you this week. Glad you went on a good vacation. Interesting TSA report. And would have been interesting to hear how that report would have gone if it were a different administration, but it's all good. I'm calling actually to congratulate you. Wow, you just mentioned, not just mentioned, I had to watch Jeopardy, but you mentioned during your first hour that you are being inducted into the Alabama Broadcasters Hall of Fame, and that is so well deserved. That is so awesome. And Bill Rouse, wow, that's awesome as well. I have a good relationship with Bill Rouse. But that is really cool. And I forgot the other person. I think he was, oh golly, sorry. And I know the other person, not
Dr. Bill Williams
personally, but familiar with his work. I can't remember his name right now. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I just want to congratulate you. Man, as someone who's been listening to you since like the Lillian Jackson days, Miss Lil, all those, since what, 90 or 89, I don't know. Actually, 80s, okay, that's counting radio, FM. We don't want to count FM. I'm talking about talk radio. That is so incredible. You deserve that. Okay, I'm excited for you. You can see that I'm excited for you. I'm sorry, but congratulations. Very well done. Longevity has its...
Hey, I have excited a liberal. Isn't that amazing? I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've excited a leftist.
Place.
And I didn't have to do anything really leftist to do it.
Congratulations. That is so awesome. Man, to get to one's career in your business, to still be going strong and then to be inducted to the Alabama Hall of Fame. Oh, I'm Broadcasters Hall of Fame. I'm a radio person. Radio has been my friend for so long. So I know how important this is. I'm just thrilled for you. And okay, I went too long. Okay, bye. Take care. Peace.
All right. Hey, well, thank you for your message. I do appreciate that, even though you and I we disagree on everything, just about everything. But I appreciate that your kind words and the idea that even somebody who's very, very left wing would be excited that I would get in, despite all of the things that I've said through the years that probably made you grit your teeth. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And yes, you talked about the radio's been your friend. Me too. One of the reasons this meant something to me, and I think I talked about it Friday on the show, is that I've been listening to radio since I was a little child, and it's been a friend. It's been a friend. And then when I ended up on it, the people that listen have become friends. So there's a lot of connection through it. And I think you get that a lot. Even though we disagree on everything, you and I both understand that this is a form of social media. Before Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, there were talk shows. Teenagers would call the radio station to dedicate a song to their girlfriend. So thank you for that voicemail. Voicemail number 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976. I've got more to get to, but after the break.
If you're traveling on I-110 to Pensacola Beach, it's a 12-minute drive. Also on Highway 31 south from Highway 59 to Spanish Fort, it's a 14-minute drive. If you're traveling on the Foley Beach Express from Highway 59 to Canal Road, it's a 17-minute drive. With time saver traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
All right, YouTube viewers, let me check. Let me make sure somebody's still watching before I go any further. And yes, a small number of people, but thank you for being there. Rick Henry, hello to you. Salty Camp Tales, hello to you, whoever you are. But KP knows Misi, the liberal professor. She is a vegetarian. One of my favorite facts about her is that she doesn't eat meat. But I remember 10 or 15 years ago, she used to call and talk about how she bought meat to feed her dog. So she wouldn't eat meat, but she'd let her dog eat meat. That's nice. A vegetarian with a heart. Now let's see, what can I tell you while waiting to go back on the radio? Is there anything I can tell you about? Today, All right, there's a woman in Colorado that is going viral because she has gotten engaged, and if she takes her fiance's last name, which is Haley, her name will be Haley Haley. And this has caused her to go viral. See, file that away in your mind if you ever want to go viral. You can make up something similar, something dumb and similar, and you'll go viral too. All right, there is a bar in Tokyo that is getting international attention. It is in the Weird News file today because it does not allow anyone in the bar over the age of 40. Bouncers at the door are only allowing people between the ages of 20 and 39. On even any given night, about 90% of the patrons are in their 20s. And according to the staff, the idea isn't to exclude people like me. The idea is to create a consistent vibe. They want the vibe to stay consistent. They say that when older people come into the bar, they get noise complaints. And they want to keep it so that everybody can relax and be as loud as they want. Now, they say you can get into the bar if you're over 40 if you can somehow convince the bouncers that you're truly young at heart. All right, well, maybe this is just really good marketing. Because they are getting mentioned internationally, although in this story I'm looking at, the name of the bar not mentioned at all. All right, back on the radio here in about 30 seconds. Here's the weather.
Report is sponsored by Super Sure.
We just missed the weather. Cold would be the forecast.
At Super Sure. Not kind of sure, not pretty sure, not a little sure, but super sure. The seismic shift is coming. Super Sure, coming soon.
Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. This is News Radio 710, WNTM, an iHeartRadio station.
The Uncle Henry Show. It's 5:50. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes. If you would like to leave me a voicemail message, voicemail number 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976 to leave a message for the Uncle Henry Show. I got a message. I need to play this message because it is specially time-stamped for today. And it arrived in my voicemail inbox right at noon today.
So tired, huh? Well, coming up on high noon here on this Monday, 26th January, 2K26. Today, a day, of course, that lives in infamy, mostly amongst those in our great state of Alabama, but in other states around the country also. Paul Bear Bryant passed away 43 years ago today. I remember that day real well. And I recollect it real well. And the only other time I ever had a feeling like this relative to sports, but not quite the same, fortunately, was when Nick Saban retired. So I've had a good life when it comes to football, Uncle. I've been able to live through the two best coaches that ever coached the game of football in any league. Roll, Tide, roll.
Roll, Tide, roll. 68-year-old Chris, thank you for your voicemail about the passing of Bear Bryant, passing away 43 years ago today. I remember it as well. A lot of people that are from younger generations may not faze them at all. In fact, a lot of people don't even understand why it was such a big deal. But during that time, during the Bear Bryant years, that was really, Bear Bryant and Alabama football was like the top thing that Alabamians could be proud of in this state. I know there were other good things going on and other great people, but Bear Bryant, that was one thing that we could be proud of on a national level during his time. And so that was a good thing he did for the state. Just doing something that Alabamians could be proud of. Even non-Alabama fans, the success that he had there at Alabama. Now, I don't have a lot of Bear Bryant in my archives because he did pass away 43 years ago. We do have one audio clip that we play almost every year on our radio stations for Bear Bryant right around Mother's Day.
Uncle Henry.
One of the first things we tell our players is to keep in touch with their families. And when our freshmen first arrive, we ask them to write a postcard home right then. You know, we keep them pretty busy, but they always have time to pick up the phone and call. And it's real important to keep in touch. Have you called your mama today? I sure wish I could call mine.
Reach out and touch someone.
Yes, indeed. A great Mother's Day clip there from Paul Bear Bryant. And, of course, there was a lady that called and left me a message with a wonderful suggestion about Bear Bryant several years ago.
Uncle Henry, I have a suggestion for naming something for Coach Bryant. There's been a lot of streets in Mobile recently. The names have been changed. Why not change the name of Airport Boulevard to Paul Bear Bryant Boulevard? I think people would be more respectful driving on it. It would be an honor also. And certainly name the new bridge across the bay. Name that the Paul Bear Bryant Bridge. I love the University of Alabama, and I loved Coach Bryant. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, that is a wonderful suggestion, and I think people would drive more respectfully on any structure that had the name Paul Bear Bryant on it. And now I would be willing to compromise and have something like, and you know, Airport Boulevard ain't going to go to the Mobile Airport anymore. They're moving the all that passenger air service to downtown. You could rename Airport Boulevard Bryant Sabin Boulevard. Something like that. Just come up with something like that. I know it would boost the morale of many of us driving on Airport Boulevard if it had a better name like Bear Bryant Boulevard or Nick Saban Boulevard or Saban Bryant Boulevard or some variation on that. That would be a wonderful thing to do for all of us in the city of Mobile. All right, just about out of time for this hour. There's more Uncle Henry Show to come. I got more voicemail and more news items to get to after 6 o'clock here on News Radio 710 WNTM. I've mentioned that you can listen to old shows like the Friday Thank You Show as podcasts. You can find the Uncle Henry Show podcast on the iHeartRadio app. Now, at newsradio710.com, you can find the podcast there. And also, I saw today, there's a Rush Limbaugh Words of Wisdom podcast where I think they have old clips of Limbaugh that are available as podcasts. You can find that at newsradio710.com.
Fox on Tech.
YouTube viewers, thank you for looking. I'm turning the camera off. The show continues on AM radio. Have a wonderful evening. Have a pleasant tomorrow.
Helped to keep the vehicle centered in the lane and provided a speed-adjusting cruise control. Instead, Tesla is transitioning its full self-driving software from an expensive purchase to a much less expensive monthly subscription. Full self-driving, or FSD for short, automatically steers, accelerates, slows, and